Hey everyone, welcome to World Studies. This is week 1 of session 2. So let's go ahead and get started looking at what you're going to be doing this week. Monday, May 18th, 2020. We are going to go over the course introduction, the word of the day lecture. We are going to review research, and you are going to get your first assignment for class. So the course intro, it has been in your Google Classroom for a couple weeks now. Please make sure you watch the video. If you haven't already, I will include it on today's agenda, but it just gives you a brief overview of the syllabus and my expectations for class. Also, the Word of the Day lecture is available today. Your Word of the Day quiz will be during week 3. So please make sure you watch the Word of the Day lecture during this week, take some notes on it, and then probably review it next week. All right, academic research. I know. We did this already, but it's super important to review because it's going to come back again next year, your senior year, and then in college you'll probably have to do some sort of research as well. So there is a separate tutorial about how to use MEL, like once you're in the MEL databases, specifically how to use it to cite a resource in MLA format. Today we're going to look at how to get to MEL. So you want to start off at the Lansing School District homepage. You're going to find Everett under schools. So click on schools, it's on the right hand side, and then Everett's kind of at the bottom of that menu. From the Everett homepage, you want to select Library Media Center. It is, I think, the 4th option down now on the left-hand menu because there's some distance learning or coronavirus resources available above it. On the Library Media Center page for Everett, you are going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and then there's that blue banner. There's going to be a little plus sign. Click the plus sign, and you'll have a drop-down menu, and you'll want to select that 3rd option, which is mel.org. Once you're on MEL, you're going to click on e-resources. This will open up all of the selections for databases and things like that. Ms. Curry went over a lot of these databases in class, but I just wanted to remind you of them quickly. I like Academic Search Complete because it has a wide variety of topics. It pulls from all sorts of different resources, all sorts of journals, so you have the widest range of information that you could find. You can also look at Britannica, which is great for, it's an encyclopedia, so it's a good overview of information. Generally, encyclopedias are not going to go super in-depth if they're general encyclopedias, so it's a good overview of a topic. Explora is a good general database as well. Again, wide-ranging. This one offers videos as well, so this is another one that I like to recommend. Now, if when you pick your topic, you have a narrow topic, like you are researching something from history or you're researching something from science, there are databases specifically geared towards those topics. So there's a History Reference Center, which you could use, or the Science Reference Center, or you could just scroll through the list of databases available and select one that you think most fits you. But generally, I recommend that Academic Search Complete because it does have the most selection or the widest selection available. Okay, so we are going to review the annotated bibliography assignment. So this was, I believe, benchmark 2 of the research project, so a lot of this is going to look really familiar to you. However, I'm not going to ask you to find, what did I say, like 6 sources like we did before. You're just going to find one. So remember that it is important to always cite your work to avoid plagiarism and also to avoid a 0 on your assignment. It gives credit to the author. And for English class, make sure that you're using MLA format. It is the standard English class format for high school, for college, generally, things like that. So an annotated bibliography, you are just doing one citation, but we're still going to call it a bibliography just for the sake of the lecture. So remember, your sources should be in MLA format, and then you want that brief paragraph after your citation addressing the summary and the analysis of it. So for the analysis, because that summary, remember, that's going to be the first chunk of your paragraph. That is just 1 to 2 sentences explaining the main ideas of that paper. And then for your evaluation, how do you know that this is a good source? So there are lots of different ways to evaluate whether you have a good source or not. CRAP is one of them. That's the one that we typically teach in high school, so I'm going to review it here, but you feel free to pull in other information to prove that you have a good source. So the CRAP test is currency, looking at when the information is published and assessing, do you need up-to-date information, or is it okay if it was published a while ago? Relevance, is it related to your topic? So if you're looking up German Shepherds and you find an article about Chihuahuas, probably not related, so you probably wouldn't want to use it, especially since you have just one source. Authority is basically assessing, do the authors know what they're talking about? So I could write a paper on quantum physics because I took physics in high school, but I don't know what I'm talking about, so you probably wouldn't want to believe anything that I wrote. That kind of thing. Accuracy, is the information correct? Authority and accuracy generally go together because people that know what they're talking about are going to give you the correct information, hopefully. So you can verify this with other sources or from your own knowledge. And then purpose. Why did the author create this source? So this is really, when we're getting down to it, looking at bias. Is the author trying to persuade you to believe or feel a different way? Are they trying to inform you of something, or is it to entertain? If you can answer these questions, you'll be aware of what kind of biases the author has, and it will help you better understand the mindset behind the paper and know if it's a good source for you. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of the assignment, then we're going to hop over to the actual assignment details so we can talk about it specifically. Basically, what I'm going to ask you to do with this assignment is to pick a topic. It can be the topic you used before or something new, anything. It does not have to relate to history because remember, for this class, we're not linking with the history class. So, any topic that you're interested in, and you want to find one good source. Just one. So I'm really hoping that you guys are all using those databases to help you find those peer-reviewed sources, because we know that things that you find on the internet, even though they might look and sound great, aren't always accurate. So please, please, please use the database. When you're in the database, you found a source that you think is great, make sure you grab that MLA citation. Don't forget the permalink, because if you're not working, like completing all of the assignment at once, and you lose that article, it might be hard to find it again. And then you want to write your annotation paragraph for that one article, just one, explaining what was covered in the resource and evaluating whether or not it's reliable. This assignment will be due Friday, May 22nd, so that's this Friday, and it's worth 20 points. It's actually worth 30, but I've broken it down into smaller pieces. The final piece is worth 20, so let's look at that now. This is your annotated citation assignment for session 2. You can see your final due date up there at the top is Friday, May 22nd, and it's worth 20 points. The top 2 areas where it says annotated bibliography and citations, that is actually copied right from your Benchmark 2 assignment, and it's what we just went over in the lecture. So you don't need to go over this in detail unless you need to review what an annotated bibliography is. So we're going to scroll down to assignment. The assignment asks you to find one reliable source, record the MLA citation, and write a detailed annotation paragraph explaining the information presented and how you know it's reliable. So, part one. Part 1 of this assignment is just 1 to 2 sentences. It's worth 5 points, and you will turn it in tomorrow. That's Tuesday, May 19th, and that's just telling me what your topic is. What do you want to research? Part 2 is due Thursday, May 21st. This is the MLA citation, also worth 5 points. So you have decided on your topic, you've done your research, you found a source. Now you give me that MLA citation, copied and pasted into a document, submitted to the Dropbox, 5 points. Friday is when that annotation is due. So underneath that MLA citation you gave me, you're going to write your annotation paragraph of at least 150 words. explaining the article, again, brief summary, 1 to 2 sentences, and then evaluating its usefulness. The way that I talked about doing it was using CRAP, but if you have another way to evaluate the usefulness, feel free to do that. That's 20 points, and that is due this Friday. Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. So today I'm going to talk about the citation tutorial, and you have your first official assignment due for class. So there's a tutorial linked in your Google Classroom. This is a real-time tutorial of me going through the MEL database, identifying my topic, finding a source, and locating the citation for that. So if you do not know how to find a citation for a resource in MEL, please review that tutorial. It will help you. It's short. I think it's like 5 minutes. So definitely check that out. And then today, remember yesterday I talked about you had one assignment due today. This is your topic selection. You're going to find the topic selection part 1 assignment in the classwork tab, and you're going to create a document and write 1 to 2 sentences telling me what you're researching for this assignment, and I need it in by tomorrow. All right, Wednesday, May 21st. Today we are just looking at that MLA citation. Make sure that you are working on getting that MLA citation completed. It is due tomorrow. Review that tutorial if you haven't already. This assignment is worth 5 points, and all I'm asking for is the citation itself. Remember, the citation is not a URL. It is that full author, publisher, publication date, publication location, that whole thing. Thursday, May 21st, 2020. Again, you just want to continue working on that annotated citation assignment. It is due tomorrow. You need to get that citation, the citation itself, into me today, and the annotation paragraph is due tomorrow. All right, we made it to Friday. Today we're going to focus on submitting our work, and that is where this lecture is going to end. You will want to access the Zello tutorial and checklist assignment. That is a separate lecture, should be much shorter once you're done watching this for today. So this week we had our topic selection. I needed that in by Wednesday, and that was 5 points. Thursday you turned in your MLA citation, that was worth 5 points, and Friday today you had that annotated citation worth 20 points. So we had 30 points this week. Please make sure that by the end of the day today you have all 3 assignments turned in, and you guys have a great weekend.